right, y'all, so my #1 exercise for beginners in terms of calisthenics body weight training is going to be burpees. And the reason behind that is because burpees is a compound movement, probably the best compound movement you can do, just because it kind of incorporates the total body. You're going to work your legs, you're going to work your chest, your shoulders, your core, everything is high intensity. It's going to be one of those fat burning exercises. Burn a lot of fat. If you want to get ripped, this is probably the #1 exercise that I recommend. So this is just a basic burpee that you're going to do right here.
The foundational exercise for the upper body is going to be the parallel bar dip. As soon as you get past kind of the push-up stage where you can do 20 to 25 push-ups, and I'd say it's good to start getting into dips. When we talk about dips, a very important part is the posture. So I see a lot of people, they have
slumped in shoulders,
kind of slumped in posture. You want to work on getting that posture up tall, and then going through the full range of motion, coming back up, full posture. Down deep, full posture.
You guys see how James is, his shoulders is underneath his elbow.
So not like this. This is actually can set you up for an injury for your shoulder. It puts your shoulder in a very weak position. Get to the top of the posture, all the way down.
All the way down, below 90 degrees.
If you can't do a full dip, work on that this top portion.
What part of the body is that working, James?
So what that's actually doing is working on the lower traps. So this muscle right here, I'll show you.
And what part of the body is the dips working in general?
So for the dips, that's gonna hit your triceps super hard when you go deep. It's gonna hit your front delt. It's gonna hit your chest, shoulders. An underrated aspect is actually your lower back, because when you lean forward, you actually keep your body stiff, so you don't allow your body to slump, so it's actually your core as well.
For sure. All right, that's cool for the dips. All right, guys, so my #2 exercise as far as body weight movements, beginner calisthenics movements, is going to be a tricep extension. I'm going with kind of some underrated movements, some that a lot of people don't necessarily talk about. And the reason why I love the tricep extension is because it isolates that tricep. It's going to isolate that tricep, and it's going to put you in almost an extreme plank position and work that core out. So you're pretty much, it's another compound movement. All these movements are compound. So you can come with your grip in different places. You can come close, you can come wide, you can even come underhand once you get advanced. But let's just go with the basic grip right here. You want to squeeze that core in, come all the way down.
And notice how his body stays still throughout the whole movement. You don't see his back having that arch position. That's actually very dangerous. Make sure you keep your core tight.
I do these on a lower bar, but if you're starting off, you're probably going to want to do this on a higher bar. You can come over here. So you can come on a higher bar. You still keep your core tight. You still keep your core engaged, but being on a higher bar makes it a little bit easier on the triceps. It's not so much isolation.
Fundamental movement is is actually the row, the body weight row. This is a great one if you're at that 1 to 5 pull-up range, you're kind of stuck, you can't get past. It's good to throw in some body weight rows. It'll allow you to do more reps, get some more volume in your muscles. And I'm actually going to show you 2 different ways to do this movement. One focused on the lats, and then one focused on the rear delts. So the first way to do it, we're going to have a little bit more narrow of a grip. Keep the core tight. And what I'm going to do throughout this movement is I'm going to keep my elbows tucked to my side.
You see James' core is engaged the whole time.
Squeeze at the top. Hold yourself at the bar, come down. All the way, full extension. Keep the elbows tucked. The second way to do it, and this one's actually a little bit more advanced, but we're gonna do a little bit wider of a grip. I'm gonna go underneath the bar further, and I'm gonna keep my elbows flared so I hit the rear delt. This is if you wanna really build like those, the rounded shoulders. If you want that kind of look. Come here, go under further, wide grip, and then flare the elbows out like this. The bar should come up to almost your neck.
And peep that pause at the top. James is pausing at the top to really engage. So overall, what part of the body you think that's working?
So that one's gonna hit your rear delt super hard. It's gonna hit the biceps to a certain extent. And then also those traps. That's required to actually get that squeeze, opening up the chest at the top of the movement.
So the next movement, we can't skip legs. You do calisthenics, you still gotta incorporate those leg movements. And probably my number 1 leg movement is gonna be jump squats. You see people doing a lot of body weight squats, but if you really wanna work those fast twitch muscles, you wanna incorporate that jump in there. So basically you're gonna get down just like a regular squat, come down, explode up. And that's really gonna work those quads. You're gonna work your calf muscles. It's just a fast twitch movement in general. So fast twitch movements always work those bigger muscles. So if you're gonna be doing calisthenics, you're gonna wanna incorporate some fast twitch leg movements. Because once you do those slow twitch movements, if you do slow twitch movements, you're probably gonna wanna add weight. But on those fast twitch, those plyometric movements, those ones are gonna build those legs up without using weights.
So the next basic movement, I'd say once you've mastered the horizontal row, we're gonna get into pull-ups. And there's a million different ways you can do a pull-up, but I'm just gonna go with the basic pull-up, pronated grip, a little bit wider than shoulder width. When I first got into calisthenics, probably a year and a half ago, I used to do these with a super loose core. My body wasn't tight. So make sure while you're doing it, keep your legs squeezed together, keep your core tight, and then also try to keep your elbows a little bit tucked. Don't flare them too much. I personally like to go touch my chest to the bar. When you first start out, you might only get to your nose or maybe chin. That's okay at first, but make sure you keep trying to push it. Increase how high you can get as well as how many reps. Don't just only think about the reps, think about the quality as well.
All right, guys, so my next top beginner movement is gonna be diamond push-ups. Push-ups are usually gonna be a part of anybody's beginner calisthenics movements, but the diamond in general, but the diamond specifically is gonna work that mid-chest, it's gonna work your triceps, and it's definitely gonna work that core. So if you guys do regular push-ups, maybe wider push-ups and diamond push-ups, you're always gonna be able to do more of the other ones. Diamonds are more difficult, but they're still a good beginner exercise. You want to get to that lower chest region when you're doing the diamond, so you're actually going to kind of want to lean forward. And diamond should be hitting the bottom of the chest.
is to me the best beginner movement is actually the hollow body on the ground. I'm still working on this one myself. I actually just started doing these a few months ago, but I've noticed this for all my skill movements, this is taking it to the next level. This will help your dips, this will help your pull-ups, everything. So first step, lay down flat on the ground. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna straighten our legs out completely, point our toes, put our hands above us, and then what we're gonna do is engage our core only. And we're actually gonna try to bring our chest to the sky. It may not look like much, and it may not look like much is going on, but notice there's a lot of core engagement. You actually are trying to touch your lower back to the ground.
Time, James. There you go. Alright guys, so my last exercise for top beginner calisthenics exercise is going to be the chin up. So the chin up is going to work the back, it's going to work your biceps. The bicep is actually a muscle that's pretty difficult to work doing most calisthenics exercises. You can get a compound effect with the bicep, but the chin up is going to directly work that bicep. You can go with a few different grips. Personally, when I do chin-ups, I usually like to go with a closer grip, but I'm gonna go with just a normal grip, pretty much about shoulder length. And then what you're gonna want to do is, you know, contract that core, squeeze that core, and then just come up straight up. All the way up, all the way down. Another thing when you're doing pull-ups or chin-ups, try to keep your feet together. Try to keep your feet together. Don't do these chin-ups and these pull-ups where you're like crossing your legs, you know, keeping like this. If anything, if you're gonna do anything, say for instance, even for me, when I can grab the bar without jumping up. So for me personally, I'm gonna wanna keep my feet forward a little bit when I come up on these pulls. I don't wanna put them back because it makes the movement easier. And when you put it forward, you're actually engaging your core more. But chin-ups, pull-ups are good for beginners if you're doing calisthenics. You can also do these movements banded if you can't do them, you know, free weight or just, you know, free body.
Another great leg exercise for beginners to start out with is going to be the step up. And you know, we're fortunate, you know, we have 3 different heights. But you might have to be creative. You might have to create your own heights somewhere else. This is going to be a great first progression if you want to get into pistol squats later on. What we're going to do is first step up, and then we're going to actually put all of our weight on this top foot. If you need help with balance, it's okay to grab the bar at first, and then just step up. Keep all your weight on the top foot. Lightly touch your other foot at the bottom. And then
show them on this next one.
And as you progress, you know, you might go up to a little bit higher of a step. Same concept. All your weight on the top foot.
And then you just have more range of motion with that. The higher you're stepping up, the more range of motion you're working.
Eventually we'll get to the top one.
And then James, just show them that pistol squat so they can see what they're eventually going to be wanting to get to. There we go. And that's that pistol. Nice. All right, guys, that's our top 10 beginner calisthenics exercises. If you guys want to see more content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you guys found value in these exercises and in this content, go ahead and share this video with a friend. Also hit up our Instagram, that's High Octane Calisthenics. And if you guys are interested in a 12-week program to where you can get started with your calisthenics journey, you can hit up my website, that's travelsthenix.com. You can also book a free consultation with me today or whenever you're free. and we can get your calisthenics blueprint started. You know, I give you guys some advice on diet, fitness, and so on and so forth. Me and James actually have some stuff cooking. We're gonna be coming out with some different programs, more skill-based. We're gonna have a slew of different things to offer on this channel, guys. Stay tuned for more content. James, you got anything to say about that beginning process for somebody when they're first starting out in these exercises that we just shared with them?
I mean, the better you do on these exercises, the easier it's gonna be for all the individual and specific exercises. We're gonna get in super depth. We're gonna create great content on many different skills. But you know, if you could take your pull-ups from 3 reps all the way up to 12, it's gonna make your process of learning the skills a whole lot easier. We have a ton more coming for you. Just like, share, subscribe, hit us up on Instagram. Any questions you have,
Calisthenics. Hit us up, guys. Again, hope everybody's having a great day out there. We'll holler at you guys later. Peace.